Hi everybody, making poses. It's Victoria. In today's episode, I wanted to talk about being thankful. I feel that if we were a little more thankful about things in life, we'd be happier people. And as simple as it sounds, you will notice at the end of the video what I'm trying to explain. Now, when it comes to being thankful, there are tons and tons and tons of reasons to be thankful. To begin with, it's your health. Being healthy is something to be thankful for. Keep in mind there's things out there like cancer, leukemia, diabetes, cholesterol, so many different health conditions that you can be affected. Now, we live, or the way that we tend to live is that we assume that everything's going to be there tomorrow. For example, we go to sleep with already expecting to wake up and go to work and things like that. That's instantly what we have planned. But tomorrow is never promised. As a matter of fact, tomorrow doesn't even exist. Only this precise moment is real. And every second that passes by is a moment that we actually are living. And what I'm trying to get to is that you can't expect tomorrow to be there. It's not real. It's not as real as this moment or as the moments that just passed. There's people that, in certain cases die in their sleep. There's people, you just never know. There's in Florida, there's sinkholes. I mean, there's tons of different things that we could be a victim of. And every morning that we wake up, I think we should be thankful for that. Say, you know what, I'm very grateful that I woke up today. I got to see my family. I have a bed I can sleep on. I have a car. I have a work. I have a job to go to. Things like that you need to be grateful for. And a lot of times we complain, but we complain about the wrong things. We're upset. But the thing about it is, I like to describe it as behind every storm, there is a rainbow. Behind every rain, every shower, there's a rainbow. And you can either put your focus on the rainbow, or you can put your focus on the storm. Now, if you focus on the rainbow, although it's not as big as the clouds and the rain, it's still something positive that you can hold on to and hope for. Things like if you go into an accident. Let's say, accidents suck. I would be very pissed. I'd be angry. I'd be going crazy. It's an accident. Now, keep in mind there are people that die in accidents. Things like drunk drivers that you could be a victim of, along with numerous other things. And you're still alive. You're still here. And that's something to be grateful for. But like I said, if you're in an accident, you can be angry at the fact that you're hurt. Your car got hurt and things like that. And like I said, I understand. We all would go. It's just natural. But if we would focus more on, I'm alive. I survived this accident. I could have been in a much, I could have died in this accident. Things like that you have to think about. And it's those things that help your life more, maintain more calmly. You're not going to be freaking out. You're not going to be going crazy. It's something that allows you to calm down and step back and reflect. You know what? It's bad, but it could have been worse. And it's that kind of mentality you have to have if you want to be happy. You can't let every little situation get to you. And that's why there's so many confrontations and things like that, because people know how to manipulate. And they manipulate by trying to get on people's nerves and things like that. And it's like, I know it's going to get to her or him and whatever. And it's been, and it can. And you have to learn to say, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. When people, I work in a call center. And people sometimes call and they're angry. Oh, your guys suck, this company. And I'm tired of you. And you're shit and this crap. I'm like, alrighty. Well, is there anything I can help you with? I'll be more than happy to. I don't want any help. Alrighty then. Well, if you don't want any help, then I'm going to have to disconnect the call. And there's like, you can't disconnect the call. And then I'm like, alright, well, I'm going to need you to refrain from using profanity, etc. And, I'm not angry. I know that they expect me to be angry. but I kill them with kindness. When people are mad at me, I just smile. I just smile. And that gets them so mad. It's so funny. People are just like, "You're shit," and I'm like, okay. And then they get angrier, and I'm like, and I'm just fine. I'm enjoying this show. Ah, yeah, all right, big deal. And people are gonna get flustered. And that's one thing you have to learn, that it's not that big of, there's more serious things out there. There's more things to worry about, and things like that aren't that big of a deal. There's bigger problems out there in this world. There's things that I'm grateful, like my name. I'm going to show you what I saw the other day. And I was like, I cannot believe a mother spelled her child that way. But, it's true. Hold on. Screenshot, of course. Give me a second. So, look at this. Erica. Do you see this? This is unbelievable. I am very grateful for my name. If you thought your name sucked, I'm going to need you to guess again. Because that name is like the worst. And if she's watching me, I'm sorry. But like, I've seen pretty bad names. But that had to be like so not creative. I mean, so not creative. That name was just like, wow. Anyway, so I'm grateful for my name. Things like that. I'm grateful for my skin. Keep in mind, there's people out there that have skin problems. They might be sensitive to sun. There's people who have pigmentation, things like that goes on in their skin. And if you have even beautiful skin, be thankful for it. No matter what color, doesn't matter what shade. Be happy that you have good skin. That's something to be happy about. If you have teeth, that's something to be happy about, that you're not missing any teeth. That would suck if you're missing a teeth. Like, that's something to be grateful for. If you can see, that's something to be grateful for. Because you know how many beautiful things are in this world. And there's people who cannot see. They'll never know what the rose will look like. They'll never know, if they have a kid, what their child's faces look like. If they have a mother, father, they'll never know what it's going to look like. They can't see. And if you can see, that is something to be grateful for. That's something to be happy for. And that's something that you should appreciate, because imagine not being able to see. Just take a moment and just put your hands in your face and imagine being able to live your daily life with complete darkness. Now, not many people think this way, and I feel like if we would be much happier, because we'd realize, you know what, there's bigger problems out there. Things could be much worse. Be grateful for the fact that you can speak. There's people out there in this world that cannot speak. If you can speak English, if you can speak Spanish, if you're bilingual, whatever, be thankful that you can speak. There's people out there who want to speak, but they cannot. And you have a voice. Therefore, be grateful for that. That's why when people say, I want to sing it, but I suck, I'm like, who cares? You have a voice. Use it. And that is something that people need to remember. If you can hear, that is definitely something that you want to be grateful for. Because I love music. I love music like there's no tomorrow. I listen to it every day. I listen to all kinds of music. And I love it. Music is part of me. Music takes over my emotion. I love listening to it. I love the melody. And I love everything about it. But if you couldn't hear, just imagine how much different your life would be. I can imagine people who are deaf and see people dancing and things like that. And what we feel, they might not feel. You know what I mean? And it's sad. And if you can hear, if you can speak, if you can see, that's something to be grateful for. If you have your hands, that's something to be grateful for. If you have your fingers, that's something to be grateful for. There's people out there who have no hands. There's people out there who are missing fingers. If you have your feet, if you have your toes, that's something to be grateful for. And it's so many things that out there that you should be thankful for. If you have a Social Security, you know how many people who are out of this country trying so hard to come here, and all they want is that green card to be able to work, to be able to build their lives, and you have it. And that's something to be grateful for. You know what I mean? So something simple as that. You know, you're already living in the U.S. Everybody wants to come to the U.S. That's something to be grateful for. And we forget these things because they're just so it's so easily it's how do I explain it? It's right in front of our faces, but it's right in front of our faces every day that we overlook it. Things like our pillows, you know, or whatever, our laptops. It's an everyday thing that we overlook it, but we never stop and really sink in the meaning behind it. We don't really focus or take our time to appreciate those things that we have. And if you were able to appreciate the things that you have, you would be more happier because you realize, you know what? I have a lot of things going on. I have a car. If you have a car, that's something to be grateful for sure. There's people out there who I can't even imagine how difficult it would be to not have a car. It's manageable. You can still go and commute and do your things, but you know, not having your own car can definitely be difficult. And that's something to be grateful for. If you have a phone, that's something to be grateful for. If you have a laptop, that's something to be grateful for. If you have a home, that's something to be grateful for. If you have food, that's something to be grateful for. If you have a roof over your head, if you have a soap, if you have water, all these things, a TV, computer, all these things are to be grateful for because there's people out there who do not have it. And you don't know what you have until it's gone. If you learn to appreciate it more, if it's gone, and when it's gone, you learn that you appreciate it and you took full value of the things that you have. And more importantly, the family and friends that you have, they're to be grateful for. They've made you who you are today. They've made such a big part of your life. And if it's someone that you love, if something were to happen tomorrow, let that person know, I am thankful, I am grateful to have you in my life. I am happy to have had you in my life. And at least if something happens to me, I know for sure that you knew and you heard it from me. And all your life you're not wondering what I thought or what I felt because you heard it from me. And it's things like that we need to start doing. If you want to be happy, if you want to be smiling, you have to think about those things because you have to realize life is not as bad as you think. And if you're breathing, honestly, if you're breathing, it's not as bad as you think, period. There's people out there that don't make it to the age of 10. Look at the Sandy Hook's incident. You know, their parents weren't, who would have imagined that happening to their kids? No one would have imagined that happening to elementary kids, and it happened. And, you know, it's just a daily thing. We take our kids to school, and we expect them to come back, but you just never know. You never know. We're all visitors in this world. We're just passing by. And we're lucky to be passing by because not everybody has a chance. And, you know, I know a lot of the parents, you know, reading their notes, they wish they had said or done something differently. And it's because, you know, it's just something, like I said, waking up tomorrow, I'm going to do this and that's something natural. But you never stop and say, you know, once in a while it's good to stop and reflect and say, you know what, it's been a good couple of days and I'm happy for the things I'm able to accomplish. And I look forward to the things that I want to accomplish and I'm going to accomplish. If it's family, like I said, tell them that you love them, spend time with them because you never know. You know, when something will happen. This life is borrowed. And like I said, there's people that don't make it to the age of 10. There's people who don't know how to read. There's people who don't know how to write. There's people who don't know how to speak. Yet we do. And that's something to be appreciated of. That's something that we should be thankful for and stop and say, you know what? This is something good that I have going on. And although sometimes they're not all the things that we want, it's a start. And in a religious point of view, if you're religious, or if not, I understand. But in a religious point of view, you know, God gives you all the things that you need to do something in life. It's up to you to get the things that you want. If you want that promotion, you have to work for that promotion. If you want that job, you have to go and apply for that job. None of these things are going to be given to you. You have all the tools in life that you need to be and do something in life. If you really want them, you have to fight for them. You have to go after them. You have to show that you really want it. Life, to me, I like to explain it, it's a race. Life is a race. You have your number. You have your name. If you want to get to the finish line, only you can make it with your name. There's people in the race that are going to quit. They're going to give up. There are people in the race that are going to make you try to fall, tell you you can't make it. And there's people that are going to hold on to you and say, we're going to finish this. We're going to do this. We're going to make it. And that is exactly how life is. You'll encounter people that just want to sabotage you. You'll encounter people who just give up and don't want to do anything in life. They just give up. And you'll encounter people that when you're feeling low and you're feeling like giving up, they want you to keep going. And they want you to do the best. And they don't want to see you fall. And that is exactly the race of life. And if you want to make it, you have to make that happen. Only you have the power and the ability to do that. No one else can do it for you. And that's the beauty about life. Although it can be hard, although it can be stressful, although it can be challenging, it's that makes us stronger. It's that makes us smarter. It's that makes us wiser and just teaches us so many things that allows us to expand. It allows us to do more. And although I've been through a lot of things, which I won't get into details now, some other time. Though I've been through a lot of things, like I said, I've never used it as an excuse to failure. I've always wanted to do the best that I can. I always had a desire to be someone someday. I always had a desire to go out there and change lives. It's all I ever wanted. It's all that makes me feel whole, is to make sure that people understand and see the world the way I see it. That it was meant to be seen. Beautiful. All the essentials of life, the pain, the fear, all of it. Happiness, all these essentials is what makes life the way it is. And it's learning, and we never stop learning. And we learn something new every day about things and people and life, and it's all these essentials that life brings that allows us to kind of manipulate with different things. And that's all that there really is to it. If you want to be happy, you have to learn to look at life the positive way. It's like a camera, you focus on one thing and everything else is blur. You got to focus on what makes you happy. You have to focus on what's really important. Is your life more important than or the cell phone? Is your life more important or the car? You have to put the focus on what's important. Like I said, in the moment of an accident right now, the only focus is the car. You blurred out the fact that you could have died, the fact that it could have been so much worse. Like I said, there's drunk drivers out there. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that happen in this world, yet we're still here, yet we're still alive. And we're not being appreciative about it. The people amongst us, all kinds of things. So, that's pretty much all I wanted to share. Hopefully that leaves you with a thought in mind. And stop and send a text to someone, call someone. Yeah, I just want to make sure you're doing okay. I miss you. Whatever it might be. And just learn to appreciate that. Life is beautiful. Learn that although life has many hurdles, it is still a pleasure. It is still a privilege to be in this world. Because like I said, so many incidents, like the 9/11, so many things that people aren't here today. Any of those people, any of those incidents, the mall, the bombings, the Boston, that could have been us. We don't expect things to happen to us, but they can. And at least if they happen, we know that we stopped and we really reflected life in a positive way. Like, I think Ferris Bueller or someone, I forgot. There's a couple quotes that I like. I'm just going to say real quickly. Life moves by pretty quickly. If you don't stop and take a look once in a while, you just might miss it. Another one of my favorite is life is like a present. That's why today they call it the gift. So all these things I've mentioned, once again, they're on my website and whatnot. And I wrote about this probably about 4 years ago, exactly, about being thankful. Because I think it's something very big, and we should all do it. If we want to be happy people, we have to look at the reasons that we have to be happy. What are the reasons to be happy? There's countless reasons, but you have to stop and think about what's really important. Oh, my job sucks. Well, at least you have a job. There's people out there unemployed right now. At least you have a way of surviving. And it's all about, how much you're willing to put up with it. Like I said, it's life is a race. But it's that moment that you finish that finish line. It's that moment that you get on top of that hill and you get to see everything you work for. There's no greater feeling. And I'm working towards getting my dreams accomplished. And I will someday. And I know I will. I never doubted myself. And it feels good. I've been doing achievements little at a time. And it feels great to achieve things. But with that being said, I do appreciate all you guys' time. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this is inspired or, helped some people about being thankful. That was my sole purpose, because I want people to be happy. I want people to realize that there are reasons to be happy. There are plenty of reasons to be happy. But you have to see them. You have to open your eyes. You have to be open-minded and see these reasons. But with that being said, all of you have I'm sorry, I always mess with my hair because I look weird. But all that being said, you guys have a beautiful night, and until the next episode.